She had tried everything. She had worked longer hours, picked up extra shifts, cut her expenses down to the bone. And still, at the end of every month, she found herself staring at the same empty bank account, the same anxious knot in her stomach, the same quiet question she dared not speak aloud. Why is it so hard just to have enough? Then one afternoon, almost by accident, she stumbled across a simple practice, a 60-second spoken affirmation rooted in the teachings of Louise Hay. She felt silly at first. She sat in her car in a parking lot, closed her eyes, and said it. Just the words. Just 60 seconds. She didn't expect anything. She had tried affirmations before and given up after a week. But this time, something felt different. There was a warmth in the words. There was a rhythm that felt like permission to stop fighting money and start welcoming it. Within days, she received an unexpected call from a former client. A check arrived she had forgotten about. A conversation at a casual dinner led to a freelance opportunity she hadn't been looking for. The money didn't arrive in the way she had planned or prayed for. It arrived sideways. It arrived through cracks she didn't know existed. It arrived as if the universe had simply been waiting for her to stop blocking the door. What changed? Not her bank account. Not her job. Not her circumstances. What changed was the story she was telling herself every single day about who she was in relation to money, and she changed it in just 60 seconds. This video will show you exactly how to do the same. Welcome to this space of healing, abundance, and possibility. If you are here, something within you already knows that the way you think and speak about money is directly shaping the money you receive. You are not here by accident. You were guided here because a part of you is ready to release the old story and step into a new one. Louise Hay spent decades teaching the world one profound truth: our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. The bills piling up, the opportunities that seem to pass us by, the constant sense of financial lack, these are not punishments. They are mirrors. They are showing us the beliefs we hold in the deep, quiet places of our minds, beliefs that were often planted there before we were old enough to question them. Money is not evil. Money is not the enemy. Money is simply energy, and like all energy, it flows toward openness, gratitude, and worthiness. When we declare with our voice, our breath, and our intention that we are worthy of abundance, we are not lying to ourselves. We are awakening to the truth that was always there. This practice takes 60 seconds. It requires no special equipment, no expensive course, no perfect circumstances. All it requires is your voice and your willingness to believe, even just slightly, that something could shift. In the chapters that follow, you will discover the 7 pillars of this 60-second money affirmation practice. You will understand why words carry vibrational power. You will learn how to prepare your mind and body to receive. You will be guided through the exact affirmations Louise Hay used and taught to thousands. And you will understand how to sustain this practice so that it becomes not a ritual you perform, but a truth you live. The life you desire, the one with ease, with flow, with more than enough, is not somewhere else. It is not reserved for someone else. It is available to you, right now, in this moment. Take a slow breath in. And let us begin together. Every single word you speak is an instruction you give to the universe. Louise Hay believed this with her whole being, and decades of teaching confirmed it over and over again. What we say out loud, we begin to create in our lives. Language is not just communication. Language is creation. When you say, "I never have enough money," you are not describing your reality. You are manufacturing it. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is true and what is repeated. It simply receives, records, and builds accordingly. Repetition becomes belief, and belief becomes experience. This is why the 60-second affirmation practice is so powerful. It is not about wishful thinking. It is about deliberate reprogramming. It is about choosing, consciously and consistently, to speak to your subconscious in the language of abundance rather than the language of lack. The ancient traditions, modern neuroscience, and spiritual teachers across every culture agree on this. The stories we tell ourselves out loud carry enormous power. Words activate emotion. Emotion activates action. Action shapes reality. The chain begins with what comes out of your mouth. Louise Hay taught that affirmations work best when they are spoken with feeling, not just recited like a shopping list. The vibration of sincerity amplifies the effect. When you say, "Money flows to me easily and joyfully," and you allow yourself to feel what that would feel like, you are speaking to every cell in your body, not just your mind. Many people have been taught to be careful about money, to be realistic about money, to not get their hopes up about money. This carefulness often becomes a wall. It signals to the universe not readiness, but fear, and fear contracts the very flow you are trying to open. Words of abundance, by contrast, are expansive. They open the lungs, soften the jaw, relax the hands. Pay attention to how your body feels when you say, "I am so grateful for the abundance in my life." Notice how differently it feels from, "I can't afford this." Your body knows the truth of each statement long before your mind catches up. You do not need to believe 100% in what you are saying when you begin. Louise Hay was clear about this. You only need to be willing to believe. That 1% of willingness is the crack where the light enters. It is enough to begin. Over time, as you practice speaking the language of abundance, you will notice that your ears begin to change. You will hear opportunity differently. You will hear people differently. You will hear your own thoughts differently, and you will catch the old language of lack before it takes hold. This is the power of words. Not magic, though it can feel like magic. It is the natural result of changing the information your mind receives, processes, and acts upon every single day. Your words are currency. Spend them wisely. Spend them abundantly. Before you can fully welcome money into your life, you must understand where the resistance lives. For most people, financial fear did not begin with them. It was handed down, from parents, grandparents, from communities shaped by scarcity and survival. You inherited those beliefs the way you inherited the color of your eyes. Louise Hay often asked her students a simple but revelatory question: "What did you hear about money when you were growing up?" The answers were almost always the same. "We can't afford that. Rich people are greedy. Money doesn't grow on trees. We're not the kind of people who have a lot." These phrases, heard in childhood, become the invisible rulebook of adulthood. The first step in releasing financial fear is not positive thinking, it is compassionate honesty. You must be willing to look at what you believe and ask, is this actually true? Is this my truth, or someone else's pain passed down to me as wisdom? Inherited financial fear often shows up as self-sabotage. You get close to a breakthrough, and something stops you. You receive money, and it disappears quickly. You have the opportunity, and somehow you talk yourself out of it. This is not bad luck. This is the subconscious honoring the old programming. People like us don't get to have more. Louise Hay's answer to this was not anger toward the past. It was forgiveness, radical, generous forgiveness. Forgiveness for the parents who taught lack because they had lived through it. Forgiveness for the systems that perpetuated scarcity. And most importantly, forgiveness for yourself, for every time you agreed with the lie. When you forgive the root of financial fear, you loosen its grip. You do not erase the memory. You simply remove its power to dictate your present. The past was real. But it is no longer happening. Right now, in this moment, you are free to choose differently. The 60-second affirmation practice is, at its core, a practice of choosing differently. Each time you speak words of abundance over your life, you are voting, consciously, deliberately, for a new story. Every vote counts. Every word counts. Every single second counts. Some people feel resistance when they begin affirmations. The mind pushes back, but this isn't true yet. That resistance is the old programming fighting for survival. It is normal. It does not mean the practice isn't working. It means it is working exactly as it should. Breathe through the resistance. Let the old fear speak, and then respond to it gently, the way you would respond to a frightened child. I hear you. You have worked hard to protect me. But we are safe now. We are open now. We are ready now. The roots of financial fear run deep, but they are not permanent. Roots can be loosened. New roots can grow. And new roots, nourished daily with words of love and abundance, will eventually take hold so strongly that the old fear simply has no room left to live. Let us now come to the heart of this teaching, the actual 60-second affirmation practice that Louise Hay developed and shared with millions of people around the world. This is not a script to rush through. It is a prayer to sink into. Give it your full attention and your full presence. Begin by placing one hand on your heart. Feel the warmth of your own touch. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. With each exhale, release tension. With each inhale, invite possibility. You are creating a receptive state, a state of openness. Now speak these words aloud, slowly, with feeling. I am open and receptive to all the wealth life offers me. Say it again. Let it land in your chest, not just your ears. Feel the expanse of those words, open, receptive, all, wealth, life. Every word is intentional. Every word is a door swinging wide. Continue. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Wealth flows into my life in expected and unexpected ways. Notice the word effortlessly. This is key. So many people believe money must be hard-won, must be suffered for. This affirmation gently dissolves that belief with every repetition. Keep going. I am worthy of financial abundance. I deserve to live a life of ease, joy, and prosperity. My income is constantly increasing. Say these with conviction, not because you are performing, but because you are declaring a truth that the universe is waiting to confirm. Now add gratitude. I am grateful for the money I have. I am grateful for the money that is on its way. I bless every dollar that passes through my hands, and I know it returns to me multiplied. Gratitude is not a technique. Gratitude is a frequency, and abundance lives on that frequency. Close with the most powerful Louise Hay affirmation of all. I love money, and money loves me. We are in a beautiful, harmonious relationship. I release all fear around money, and I welcome its constant, flowing presence in my life. Breathe. Feel it. Let it be real. The entire practice takes approximately 60 seconds when spoken at a calm, intentional pace. But those 60 seconds, repeated daily, morning upon waking, afternoon as a reset, and evening before sleep, create a profound cumulative effect. You are rewiring 20, 30, 40 years of old programming. Give it the consistency it deserves. Do not judge the results too quickly. The universe works on a timeline you cannot always see. But trust this, every time you speak these words, something shifts in the invisible architecture of your life. Opportunities align. People show up. Doors open, sometimes in ways so natural and ordinary you might almost miss them. 60 seconds. That is all it takes to begin. 60 seconds of choosing, deliberately and lovingly, to tell a new story about money, and about yourself. Louise Hay always emphasized that affirmations are not just mental exercises, they are physical ones. The body holds emotion. The body holds memory. The body holds belief. And the body must be included in the practice of attracting abundance, or the work remains only half done. Think of the last time you felt genuinely abundant, even if only for a moment. Perhaps it was a day when you treated yourself to something lovely. Perhaps it was a walk in nature that felt like pure luxury. Whatever it was, recall the feeling in your body. That sensation is your abundance frequency. It is already in you. One of the most transformative aspects of Louise Hay's teaching was the idea that you must feel wealthy before the wealth arrives. Not fake it. Not perform it. But genuinely access the emotional state of abundance that already exists within you, and speak your affirmations from that place. Before beginning your 60-second practice, take a moment to scan your body. Where is there tension? Where is there tightness? These are the places where fear and scarcity are stored. Without judgment, breathe into those places. Imagine a warm, golden light softening everything that is contracted, tight, or closed. As you relax the body, the affirmations have clearer channels to work through. A tense body receives differently than a relaxed one. A clenched jaw, a hunched spine, a shallow breath, these are the body's way of saying, I am not safe yet. Your job is to gently, lovingly remind it, we are safe. We are open. We are more than enough. Some practitioners of the Louise Hay method add movement to their morning affirmation, a slow walk, gentle stretching, even dancing lightly around the room. Movement releases stored emotional energy and opens the body to new frequencies. If you feel called to move as you speak, trust that impulse completely. The hands are particularly powerful in this practice. Louise Hay often recommended spreading the palms open and upward while affirming, a gesture of receiving, of readiness, of willingness. Try it now. Open your hands. Feel how different that posture is from crossing your arms or clenching your fists. Your posture communicates to your nervous system what kind of world you are living in. Slumped shoulders signal survival. Upright, open posture signals safety and expectation. Stand tall as you affirm. Let your body vote for abundance alongside your words. Over time, as the body begins to associate the words of abundance with feelings of openness and safety, the practice becomes self-reinforcing. Your nervous system learns to shift into its receptive state the moment you begin the affirmations. The mind and body become a unified instrument of attraction. Wealth is not just a number in a bank account. Wealth is a state of being, one that begins in the body, is spoken through the voice, and eventually, inevitably, appears in the world around you. Start with the feeling. The finances will follow. One of the most overlooked obstacles to financial abundance is what Louise Hay called the invisible ceiling, an unconscious limit on how much good we believe we are allowed to have. This ceiling is not imposed from outside. It is constructed from within, brick by brick. With every limiting belief we have accepted as truth, the ceiling shows up in subtle ways. You receive a windfall, and immediately something expensive breaks. A business opportunity blossoms, and you find yourself overwhelmed and pulling back. A promotion arrives, and anxiety replaces excitement. These are not coincidences. These are the ceiling enforcing itself. Raising the ceiling requires identifying where it sits. A powerful Louise Hay exercise is to ask yourself, how much money do I feel comfortable receiving in a year? Whatever number arises, that number is your current ceiling. Now ask, why not double that? Why not 10 times that? Listen to what your mind says. That resistance is the ceiling speaking. The affirmation practice works directly on the ceiling. Each time you declare, my income is constantly increasing, or I am open to receiving more than I have ever imagined, you are laying a new brick, one of belief, not fear. Over time, the old ceiling becomes a floor. Expanding your capacity to receive also means becoming comfortable with receiving in general. This includes compliments. When someone tells you that you look wonderful, do you deflect or do you say, thank you? The way we receive small gifts is a reflection of how we receive large ones. Practice receiving gracefully in every area of life. Louise Hay also taught that generosity and receiving are inseparable. When you give freely, with joy, without resentment, without keeping score, you signal to the universe that you trust in the ongoing flow of abundance. Giving from a place of love is not losing. It is expanding the channel through which more can come. The invisible ceiling often has a voice. Who are you to have that much? You'll only lose it anyway. What will people think? Recognize these voices as old programming, not divine truth. You have the authority to say, "Thank you for the concern, but I am no longer available for that story." Visualization is a powerful tool for raising the ceiling. Before your 60-second affirmation practice, spend 30 seconds vividly imagining your life at a higher level of abundance. See the details. Feel the emotions. Let the vision be specific enough to be real. Then carry that vision into your words. The universe has no concept of a ceiling. The ceiling is entirely yours, which means the ability to remove it is also entirely yours. No one can raise your ceiling for you. But with each affirmation, with each moment of allowing yourself to want more without guilt or fear, the ceiling rises a little more. One day you will look back and realize that the abundant life you are now living would have been unimaginable to your former self. And you will know exactly when it began, the day you decided to say the words, and mean them. Louise Hay was very clear: our relationship with money is a mirror of our relationship with ourselves. If we feel unworthy, money reflects unworthiness. If we feel loved, supported, and deserving, money reflects that too. This is not a metaphor. It is a living, breathing dynamic that plays out in every bank statement, every opportunity, every financial decision we make. Think of money the way you would think of a relationship with another person. If you spoke to a friend the way most people speak about money, with fear, resentment, blame, and suspicion, that friend would eventually stop showing up. Money is no different. The energy you hold toward it determines how it relates to you. The healing begins with language. Instead of saying, "I hate being broke" or "I never have enough," shift to, "I am in the process of building a beautiful relationship with money. I am learning to receive with grace and give with joy. Money and I are becoming the best of friends." Does this sound unusual? Good. That is the sound of your old patterns meeting a new one. The discomfort of growth always feels strange before it feels natural. Stay with it. The strangeness is not a sign that it isn't working, it is a sign that your brain is building new pathways. Louise Hay recommended writing love letters to money. Not as a joke, but as a genuine exercise in shifting energy. Dear money, I am sorry for all the times I pushed you away, resented you, and said unkind things about you. I am ready to welcome you as a loving, steady presence in my life. This kind of emotional honesty creates real energetic shifts. Another powerful practice is to bless every financial transaction. When you pay a bill, instead of resentment, say, "I am grateful that I had this money to spend. I bless this payment, and I know abundance returns to me in greater measure." When you receive money, say, "Thank you. There is more where this came from, and it is on its way." The relationship with money also mirrors our relationship with our own time and energy. If you chronically undercharge, overwork, or give without receiving, you are modeling scarcity in your body every day. Your affirmations must be accompanied by actions that reflect self-worth, charging what you deserve, resting without guilt, saying no when necessary. When you heal your relationship with yourself, your worth, your voice, your right to take up space, the relationship with money naturally heals alongside it. These are not separate conversations. They are the same conversation. Louise Hay taught that self-love is the foundation of all healing. This is as true in finances as it is in health, relationships, and purpose. When you love yourself fully, you stop creating circumstances that reinforce your unworthiness. You begin creating circumstances, and attracting resources, that reflect your wholeness. You are not trying to fix your bank account. You are healing your sense of self. And when that healing takes root, the bank account, like every other mirror in your life, will have no choice but to reflect the truth of who you now know yourself to be. The most transformative practices are not the dramatic ones, they are the consistent ones. Louise Hay did not teach a one-time breakthrough. She taught a daily, ongoing, deeply personal commitment to choosing new thoughts, new words, and new beliefs every single day. Abundance is not a destination. It is a practice. Begin each morning before you check your phone, before you read the news, before the world rushes in, with your 60-second affirmation practice. This is your first act of the day. It sets the tone for your nervous system, your thoughts, and your energetic posture in the hours that follow. Morning is not the only time that matters, but it is the most powerful. Create a small ritual around the practice. Light a candle. Hold a crystal. Stand in sunlight. Wrap yourself in a blanket. Whatever signals to your body and mind that this is sacred time, use it. Ritual transforms repetition into ceremony, and ceremony creates meaning that goes deeper than habit. Journal alongside the practice. After your affirmations, spend 3 minutes writing about any feelings, resistances, or insights that arose. Do not censor. Let the subconscious speak. The pages will reveal where healing is still needed, and they will also document the shifts that are happening, shifts you might otherwise miss. Surround yourself with language and environments that support abundance. This does not mean pretending life is perfect. It means choosing, as much as possible, to minimize your exposure to voices, inner and outer, that reinforce lack, limitation, or fear. You are tending a garden. Protect what you are growing, find a community of practice. Louise Hay's work lives on through millions of people around the world who are doing this very same inner work. You are not alone in this. Seek out those who are committed to the same journey. Share your victories. Share your struggles. Growth accelerates in the presence of support. When life challenges arise, and they will, return to the practice rather than abandoning it. A financial setback is not evidence that the affirmations don't work. It is an invitation to go deeper, to find the layer of belief that is still asking to be healed. Stay. Breathe. Affirm again, celebrate every sign of abundance, no matter how small. A coin found on the ground is abundance. An unexpected kindness is abundance. A parking spot appearing just in time is abundance. When you celebrate the small flows, you signal to the universe that you are paying attention, and more flows toward what is celebrated. Review your affirmations as you evolve. The words that opened a door for you today may give way to deeper, bolder affirmations as your capacity to receive grows. Let the practice be living and breathing. Let it grow with you. As you grow, Louise Hay's final message to the world was simple and unwavering. You are loved, you are worthy, and everything you need is already on its way to you. Carry those words. Speak them daily. Let them become the truest thing you know, because they are. You have just moved through 7 pillars of one of the most powerful abundance practices ever taught. You now understand why words carry vibrational currency, how inherited beliefs create invisible ceilings, and how a 60-second daily practice can gently, permanently shift the way money moves in your life. This is not theory. This is a lived path, one that Louise Hay walked, taught, and shared with millions who transformed their lives from the inside out. The work is simple, but it asks something real of you, your willingness. Not your perfection. Not your certainty. Just your willingness to show up, day after day, and choose new words over old ones. Choose abundance over lack. Choose love over fear. Choose to believe, even on the hard days, even when the evidence hasn't arrived yet, that you are worthy of every good thing life has to offer. Begin today. Not tomorrow. Not when the circumstances are better or the timing feels right. Begin in this moment, with the breath in your lungs and the words in your heart. Place your hand on your chest, take one slow breath, and say it with us now. I am open and receptive to all the wealth life offers me. Money flows to me easily and joyfully. I am worthy, I am ready, and I am grateful. That was your beginning. That was 60 seconds. And those 60 seconds just changed something. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe to this channel for more teachings rooted in the wisdom of Louise Hay. And leave a comment below. Tell us, what is one abundance affirmation you are committing to say every single day? The universe is listening. And so are we.